Cartels, notorious for their global involvement in illegal drug trafficking, faced a significant setback when Hong Kong police executed a daring raid, seizing an impressive $50 million worth of illicit drugs from their stash. In this video, I unveil the gripping details of Hong Kong's operation to reclaim millions from the cartel's clutches. Inciting incident. Our story begins in the picturesque port of Guatemala, where the Pacific International Line's PIL container ship Pusaka was preparing for its fateful journey. Little did the crew know that their vessel would become entangled in a web of crime and intrigue. It was a typical day at the port, with ships coming and going, carrying goods from all corners of the globe. But amidst the hustle and bustle, something sinister was about to unfold. Two men, identified as non-crew members, discreetly boarded the Pusaka from a speedboat while it was docked in Guatemala. Their actions raised immediate suspicions among the authorities. The Hong Kong police and customs officers, always vigilant in their fight against drug trafficking, received a tip-off about the suspicious conduct of these two individuals. Acting swiftly, they launched a joint operation to uncover the truth behind their presence on the ship. As the Pusaka set sail, the officers meticulously traced its route, piecing together the puzzle of this audacious smuggling attempt. Their investigation revealed a series of connections and suspicious activities that pointed to a well-orchestrated plan. It became clear that these men were not mere stowaways seeking a free ride. No, they had a far more sinister agenda. They had smuggled a substantial amount of cocaine onto the ship and intended to deliver it to the streets of Hong Kong. The audacity of their plan was astounding. They had managed to infiltrate the Pusaka, hiding their illicit cargo among the legitimate shipments. But little did they know that the long arm of the law was closing in on them. The Hong Kong police and customs officers closely monitored the ship's progress. They knew that their window of opportunity was rapidly closing, and they had to act swiftly to intercept the criminals and seize the drugs. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the Pusaka arrived at Hong Kong's Kwai Chung container terminal. This was the moment the officers had been waiting for. It was time to bring this audacious smuggling operation to an end. With hearts pounding and adrenaline coursing through their veins, the officers boarded the ship, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. They knew that the stakes were high, but they were prepared to do whatever it took to protect their city from the scourge of drugs. As they made their way through the labyrinth of containers, they singled out 3 40-foot containers that seemed suspicious. These containers, declared as innocent Guatemalan marshmallows, held a dark secret that would soon be revealed. The officers' instincts proved to be right. The containers had been tampered with, and the seal numbers did not match the relevant shipping documents. It was clear that something illicit was hidden within. With bated breath, the officers opened the boxes, unsure of what they would find. And there it was, concealed within the innocent facade of life-saving supplies. 9 bags tied with a hemp rope, containing not only life jackets and buoys, but also 3 18 packets of white powder. The bags contained cocaine, a dangerous and highly addictive drug with a street value of a staggering $50 million. The audacious smuggling attempt had been thwarted and justice was about to be served. But the story doesn't end here, my friends. The men responsible for this brazen act were about to face the full force of the law. The Hong Kong police wasted no time in apprehending them, ensuring that they would never be able to spread their poison on the streets. The pair, a 24-year-old Hong Kong citizen and a 19-year-old Ecuadorian, were charged with drug trafficking. As the investigation unfolded, the authorities began to piece together the puzzle. It became clear that the drugs were not intended for Hong Kong. Instead, they were part of a larger network, with the men acting as guardians of the shipment until it reached its true destination. Superintendent Wilson Tam Wai Shun shed light on the sinister plan. He revealed that had the ship reached its intended port, the bags would have been discarded into the sea. The men would have then retrieved them and made their escape, leaving no trace of their criminal activities. According to Superintendent Wilson Tam Wai Shun, this seizure is a testament to the dedication and vigilance of our officers. We have disrupted a major drug trafficking operation and prevented these dangerous substances from reaching our streets. The sheer audacity of this smuggling operation was evident in the elaborate measures taken to hide the cocaine within the innocent-looking shipment of marshmallows. The drugs were sealed in 9 waterproof bags, each carefully attached to life jackets and inflated buoys. Inside a shipping container, these concealed bags were strategically placed, ensuring that they would remain undetected during transportation. It was a cunning plan, designed to bypass the watchful eyes of law enforcement and customs officers. The arrests of the two men, one from Hong Kong and the other from Ecuador, revealed the international connections of this drug trafficking syndicate. It was clear that this operation extended far beyond the borders of Hong Kong. The authorities believed that this transnational syndicate had carefully planned the shipment, utilizing various routes and methods to transport the drugs from South America to Asia. The Hong Kong seizure was just one piece of the puzzle in their larger network. Everyone in law enforcement agencies worldwide was surprised as as they realized the extent of this criminal enterprise. Cooperation and intelligence sharing between countries became crucial in dismantling this international drug trafficking syndicate. The Hong Kong police and customs officers, in collaboration with their international counterparts, worked tirelessly to uncover the intricate web of connections and bring all those involved to justice. The seizure of the HK $390 million cocaine haul was not just a victory for Hong Kong, but for the global fight against drug trafficking. It served as a stark reminder that no matter how elaborate the methods used to conceal drugs, law enforcement agencies would stop at nothing to protect their communities. As the dust settled from the first major drug seizure, Hong Kong Customs uncovered yet another case of drug trafficking. On the night of September 26th, in Tin Shui Wai District, customs officers made another crucial breakthrough. Their attention was drawn to a suspicious individual whose behavior raised red flags. Acting swiftly, the officers apprehended the 21-year-old man and conducted a thorough search. What they discovered left them astounded. Inside plastic bags carried by the suspect, they found approximately 1 kilogram of suspected ketamine, a powerful and dangerous drug. This unexpected find was just the tip of the iceberg. The arrest of this young man led the officers to a nearby village house, where they made further shocking seizures. Inside the premises, they uncovered approximately 23 kilograms of suspected ketamine, along with drug packaging paraphernalia. The sheer quantity of the seized drugs and the sophistication of the operation left even the most seasoned law enforcement officers in awe. The arrest of this 21-year-old individual marked a significant blow to the drug trafficking network. It exposed the extent of their operations and shed light on the inner workings of this illicit trade. The young man now faces 2 counts of trafficking in a dangerous drug, and his appearance in court will reveal the full extent of his involvement in this nefarious enterprise. Cartels in Hong Kong. With this news, it becomes clear that the Mexican cartels have infiltrated Hong Kong, establishing a dangerous presence in the heart of the bustling city. Behind the scenes of its vibrant streets and towering skyscrapers, a web of criminal activity has taken hold, as notorious drug syndicates exploit the city's financial hub for money laundering and sourcing vital chemicals. This shocking revelation, uncovered by a groundbreaking investigation, exposes the extent of the cartel's operations in Hong Kong. From the Sinaloa cartel's use of banks and shell companies to launder millions in dirty money, to a Kowloon-based pharmaceutical company implicated in the sale of controlled chemicals for meth production, the cartel's reach is far-reaching. As international law enforcement confirms the expanding presence of Mexican and other Latin American drug cartels in the region, the story of how these criminal organizations have infiltrated Hong Kong unfolds, revealing a dark underbelly that threatens the city's stability and security. The expansion of Mexican drug cartels into Southeast Asia has become a cause for concern, as these notorious criminal organizations seek to establish a foothold in new territories. One incident that highlighted this growing trend occurred on a sultry Christmas day in 2013, when the police raided a farm outside Lipa City in Batangas Province, Philippines. The discovery of 84 kilograms of methamphetamine worth $9.4 million and the subsequent arrest of Gary Tan, a Chinese-Filipino man allegedly connected to Mexico's Sinaloa cartel, shed light on the presence of Mexican cartels in the Philippines. This was not an isolated incident. In 2008, 3 Mexican brothers were arrested in Malaysia for producing methamphetamine. These cases, along with emerging reports of Mexican cartels targeting Hong Kong's cocaine market, as well as Japan and China, have raised alarms within law enforcement agencies. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, has confirmed that Mexican cartels are attempting to penetrate Southeast Asian countries, including Vietnam and Cambodia. The expansion of Mexican drug cartels into Southeast Asia is a troubling development, considering the violence and instability that has plagued Mexico for years. Since 2006, Mexico has experienced over 150,000 murders, many of which are cartel-related. The Mexican drug war, a full-scale insurgency fought between the government, the Sinaloa cartel, and other powerful cartels like Los Zetas, has ravaged the country. Now, this menace is spreading its roots in Southeast Asia. To understand how Mexican cartels have infiltrated Southeast Asia, we must first examine the origins of their expansion. It all began in 2005 when the U.S. government passed the Combat Methamphetamine Epidemic Act, which imposed strict regulations on the sale of precursor chemicals used in methamphetamine production. As a result, crystal meth cooks were forced to flee to Mexico, where regulations were less stringent. Mexican cartels saw an opportunity in Asia, a region known for its significant production of methamphetamine. They began buying raw materials in Southeast Asia, producing the drug in Mexico, and trafficking it into the United States. While the production of methamphetamine no longer requires the same base chemicals, Mexican cartels have expanded their operations to take advantage of the lucrative drug market in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia has become the biggest methamphetamine market in the world, with soaring prices of crystal meth in recent years. The UNODC estimates that transnational organized crime in Southeast Asia is worth a staggering $100 billion per year, with drugs contributing a third of that sum. The region's profits and growing demand for methamphetamine have attracted Mexican cartels, who are known for their ability to infiltrate and dominate drug markets. But it's not just methamphetamine that Mexican cartels are interested in. They have also taken a renewed interest in Asia's cocaine market. Rising disposable income and the desire for a more sophisticated drug among the middle class in Asia and Southeast Asia have fueled the demand for cocaine. However, it's important to note that Asia's cocaine consumption levels are still relatively low compared to the methamphetamine market. The coca leaf, the primary ingredient used to make cocaine, only grows in Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia, which remain the world's largest producers of the drug. Therefore, cocaine entering Southeast Asia could be coming directly from these sources without going through Mexico. Nonetheless, Southeast Asia's relatively easy shipping routes and the increase in movement between continents have made it an attractive region for drug trafficking. The inauguration of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the world's largest free trade agreement, is expected to worsen the situation. With increased trade and movement between countries, policing systems were not designed to handle the volume of drug trafficking in the region. This presents an opportunity for Mexican cartels to enter Southeast Asia and collaborate with local organized crime groups for big deals. The arrival of Mexican drug organizations in Southeast Asia could have severe consequences. It could lead to escalating drug-related violence, rampant corruption, and potentially create failed states. The Southeast Asian drug industry has historically not engaged in the gruesome violence seen in Latin America, but the infiltration of Mexican cartels could change that. Methamphetamine production is already increasing in the region, and opium production in Myanmar has tripled since 2006. The presence of Mexican drug organizations will only exacerbate these issues. In their quest for global dominance, Mexican cartels have strategically targeted Hong Kong as a key location for their criminal operations. The city's reputation as a major financial hub and its proximity to lucrative Asian markets have made it an attractive destination for money laundering and sourcing vital chemicals for drug production. One of the most powerful and violent crime groups in Mexico, the Sinaloa Cartel, has been utilizing banks and shell companies in Hong Kong for several years to launder millions of dollars in dirty money. This revelation came to light through a groundbreaking investigation by the South China Morning Post, which exposed the extent of the cartel's activities in the city. The use of banks and shell companies allows the cartels to disguise the origins of their illicit funds and integrate them into the legitimate financial system. By funneling their money through Hong Kong, they can exploit the city's sophisticated banking infrastructure and international connections. This enables them to move large sums of money across borders and evade detection by law enforcement agencies. However, the cartel's activities in Hong Kong go beyond money laundering. A Kowloon-based pharmaceutical company has also been implicated in their operations. Special investigators in Mexico have accused this company of selling controlled chemicals that the cartels use to manufacture methamphetamine, also known as ice. This revelation aligns with warnings from a senior UN drugs official about corruption in China's pharmaceutical industry, fueling the global meth trade. The involvement of a pharmaceutical company highlights the cartel's ability to exploit legitimate businesses for their criminal activities. By operating under the guise of a legitimate enterprise, they can easily access and distribute the chemicals necessary for drug production. This not only fuels the global meth trade, but also poses a significant challenge for law enforcement agencies trying to dismantle these operations. The revelations of money laundering and chemical sourcing in Hong Kong are not isolated incidents. Last year, it was revealed that Hong Kong's triads were supplying the Sinaloa cartel with the chemicals needed to produce meth, such as ephedrine and pseudoephedrine. This symbiotic relationship between the cartels and local criminal organizations has allowed the drug trade to flourish in the city. The Sinaloa cartel's presence in Hong Kong is particularly concerning due to its reputation as one of the world's most sophisticated and dangerous drug trafficking groups. Their involvement in the city's drug trade poses a significant threat to public safety and the stability of the region. The expansion of Mexican and other Latin American drug cartels in Hong Kong and the wider region has been confirmed by multiple sources within international law enforcement. Their presence is described as expanding and significant, indicating the scale of their operations and the challenges faced by authorities in combating their activities. In 2013, 5 Mexicans were sentenced to up to 27 years in prison in Hong Kong for smuggling over half a ton of cocaine into the city. These arrests came shortly after the detention of 2 individuals in the Mexican border city of Juarez for reportedly laundering $15 million of drug funds through accounts in Hong Kong, mainland China, and the United States. These individuals were linked to a crime cell under Ignacio Nacho Coronel, a top leader of the Sinaloa cartel, known as the King of Crystal, for his control over the U.S.-Mexico meth trade. The involvement of Mexican cartels in Hong Kong's drug trade is not an isolated phenomenon. An investigation in Brazil in 2015 revealed that the country's largest drug gang, the First Capital Command, maintained at least one bank account in China for money laundering and purchasing weapons and narcotics. Colombian crime syndicates have also been using shell companies and bank accounts in Hong Kong to launder cash. The presence of Mexican and other Latin American drug cartels in Hong Kong and the wider region has not gone unnoticed. Both Hong Kong and mainland China were listed as major money laundering jurisdictions and major precursor chemical source areas in this year's International Narcotics Control Strategy report by the U.S. State Department. Hong Kong's war against drugs. However, Hong Kong has tried to do its part to curb smuggling into the city. Situated in a strategic location in the Asia-Pacific region, Hong Kong has become a magnet for illicit trade, earning its reputation as a smuggling hub. From the opium trade during the 19th century to the modern-day smuggling operations controlled by organized crime groups, we will explore the historical events and factors that have contributed to Hong Kong's notoriety. In the mid-19th century, a dark chapter in Hong Kong's history began, setting the stage for its transformation into a notorious smuggling hub. It all started with the infamous Opium Wars, a series of conflicts that would forever change the fate of this bustling city. During this time, England sought to gain control over China's lucrative trade by exporting opium to the country. The drug quickly spread like wildfire, causing widespread addiction and social problems. In response, the Qing dynasty took drastic measures to combat the opioid epidemic. They burned opium poppy fields and banned the trade of the plant. However, these actions led to a conflict with Britain, resulting in the loss of Qing government control over Hong Kong in 1842. Under the peace terms, China was forced to reopen to foreign trade, including drugs and other illegal goods. This marked the beginning of Hong Kong's association with smuggling. Hong Kong's strategic location in the Asia-Pacific region played a crucial role in its transformation into a smuggling hub. Situated at the mouth of the Pearl River Delta, it became a convenient transit point for the illicit trade of opium and other contraband. The Awei deepwater port of Hong Kong provided smugglers with easy access to the mainland, allowing them to transport their illegal goods discreetly. Smugglers took advantage of the city's intricate network of waterways, using inconspicuous vessels to navigate through the labyrinth of channels and evade authorities. Small boats laden with opium would slip through the darkness of night, making their way to the shores of Hong Kong. These daring smugglers would then distribute the illicit substance to various destinations, including China's major cities. The opium trade thrived, fueling addiction and social decay. Opium dens sprouted across the city, drawing in people from all walks of life. The trade became a lucrative business, attracting not only local criminals, but also foreign merchants seeking to profit from this illicit enterprise. The opium trade continued for decades, with its legacy lasting until the Japanese occupation in World War II. The opium trade during the 19th century laid the foundation for Hong Kong's association with smuggling. It established a network of illicit trade routes and introduced criminal elements that would continue to thrive in the years to come. In the modern-day smuggling network, one name stands out: the Chu Chow Triad Society. The Chu Chow Triad Society, a local organized crime group, has long been at the forefront of smuggling and manufacturing various illegal goods in Hong Kong. With their intricate network and deep-rooted connections, they have established a stronghold in the city's criminal underworld. Triad members have mastered the art of smuggling illegal goods into and out of Hong Kong, their preferred method utilizing inconspicuous small boats to transport contraband across Victoria Harbor. These small boats, seemingly innocuous, blend seamlessly into the bustling maritime traffic, making it difficult for authorities to detect their illicit cargo. From drugs to counterfeit goods, the Triads have their hands in a wide range of illegal activities. Intelligence suggests that the Triads' involvement in smuggling can be traced back to the influx of wealthy individuals who came to Hong Kong after the Communist Party took over China. Some of these individuals, seeking to maintain their lavish lifestyles, turned to criminal activities, including drug smuggling. The Triads saw an opportunity in this growing criminal underworld. They capitalized on the influx of capital and resources, expanding their operations and establishing a firm grip on the smuggling trade. Hong Kong's status as a free port further facilitated the Triads' activities. With minimal customs regulations and a thriving economy, the city became an ideal base for their illicit operations. The Triads took advantage of the city's strategic location and its reputation as a global financial hub. But it's not just the Triads who contribute to Hong Kong's reputation as a modern-day smuggling hub. The construction of public housing estates in the late 1950s inadvertently provided crime opportunities for drug syndicates. These housing estates, with their open spaces and lack of proper surveillance, became hotbeds for unlawful activities. Tea houses, brothels, brothels and gambling stores sprouted up, providing cover for criminal operations. Over time, globalization allowed the triads to evolve into a larger transnational organized crime group. They expanded their network of smugglers, taking advantage of Hong Kong's connectivity to the rest of the world. To combat the rampant smuggling, the Hong Kong Marine Police have implemented advanced measures. They now utilize handheld X-ray technology to search intercepted vessels, enabling quick scans of concealed compartments and aiding in the detection of hidden goods. However, despite these advancements, smuggling activity by sea has been on the rise until 2022. The COVID-19 pandemic and the implementation of border controls have made it more difficult for smugglers to transport small shipments by air or sea. As Hong Kong and the mainland gradually reopen their borders, the pressure on police anti-smuggling efforts is expected to increase. The question that remains is whether Hong Kong is truly prepared to deal with the challenges posed by smuggling. In the ongoing battle against smuggling, authorities in Hong Kong have implemented various measures to combat this pervasive criminal activity. From advanced technology to increased surveillance, they are determined to protect the city from becoming an even more notorious hub of illicit trade. One of the key tools in the fight against smuggling is the use of handheld X-ray technology by the Hong Kong Marine Police. This cutting-edge technology allows for quick scans of intercepted vessels, aiding in the detection of hidden compartments and concealed goods. With the ability to quickly identify suspicious items, law enforcement can take swift action to apprehend smugglers and seize illegal goods. This advancement has significantly enhanced their ability to disrupt smuggling operations and protect Hong Kong's borders. But to effectively combat smuggling, it is crucial for authorities to strengthen international cooperation and intelligence sharing. Smuggling operations often span multiple countries, requiring a coordinated effort to dismantle the networks involved. Hong Kong's strategic location and its proximity to mainland China make it an attractive transit point for smugglers. As the city's economy continues to grow and its connectivity to the global market expands, the challenges faced by authorities will only intensify. The question that looms large is whether Hong Kong is truly prepared to deal with the challenges posed by smuggling. The authorities must remain vigilant and adapt to the changing landscape of criminal activities. Public awareness and education also play a crucial role in the fight against smuggling. By raising awareness about the consequences of engaging in illicit trade, authorities can deter individuals from participating in these criminal activities. Additionally, efforts to address the root causes of smuggling, such as poverty and inequality, are essential. By providing alternative opportunities and support to vulnerable communities, authorities can help break the cycle of criminality and reduce the appeal of engaging in smuggling. As Hong Kong and the mainland gradually reopen their borders, the pressure on police anti-smuggling efforts is expected to increase. The authorities must remain committed to their mission of protecting the city and its residents from the detrimental effects of smuggling. Gone are the days of simple drug mules and hidden compartments in vehicles. Today, cartels have embraced cutting-edge technology and creative tactics to outsmart law enforcement agencies. Let's dive into some of the most shocking and innovative ways they are getting their drugs from point A to point B. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game. Cartels are always one step ahead, utilizing the latest advancements to stay under the radar. Take, for example, the use of high-speed boats equipped with powerful engines. These vessels can outrun most patrol boats, making it incredibly difficult for authorities to intercept them. These sleek and agile boats can transport massive quantities of drugs in record time, evading detection and leaving law enforcement agencies in their wake. But it doesn't stop there. Cartels have also turned to the skies, utilizing drones to transport drugs across borders. These unmanned aerial vehicles can fly undetected, bypassing traditional security measures. With their ability to carry small packages over long distances, drones have become a game changer in the drug smuggling world. Picture this: a small drone silently gliding through the night sky, dropping packages of drugs into remote areas or even directly into the hands of waiting accomplices. It's a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie, but unfortunately, it's a reality we must confront. The digital realm has also become a playground for cartels. They have mastered the art of using encrypted messaging apps and the dark web to coordinate their operations. These platforms provide them with a cloak of anonymity, making it incredibly challenging for law enforcement agencies to track their activities. The cartel's ability to adapt and exploit technology is truly astonishing. They have transformed the digital landscape into a virtual drug bazaar, where deals are made, shipments are coordinated, and money is laundered with just a few taps on a smartphone. Cartel members are always looking for new ways to outsmart the authorities. They also started using hidden compartments in everyday objects like furniture, vehicles, and even children's toys. These compartments are so well crafted that they can go undetected even during thorough inspections. These hidden compartments have become a staple of the cartel's smuggling operations, allowing them to transport drugs in plain sight. From secret compartments in car seats to false bottoms in suitcases, the possibilities are endless. And let's not forget the creative use of everyday items. Cartels have been known to hollow out fruits and vegetables, filling them with drugs to be transported across borders. It's a cunning tactic that takes advantage of the unsuspecting nature of these innocent-looking items. These innovative methods are just the tip of the iceberg. Cartels are constantly evolving, finding new ways to outsmart authorities and ensure their deadly products reach their intended destinations. Because of these innovative means of smuggling, and despite police crackdown in Hong Kong, the demand for drugs like cocaine and methamphetamine has skyrocketed, attracting the attention of Chinese criminals, Latin American cartels, and Nigerian brokers. The statistics paint a grim picture. According to recent reports, drug-related arrests have surged by 40% in the past year alone. The streets of Hong Kong have become a battleground, with law enforcement agencies struggling to contain the influx of drugs. The cartels have become increasingly sophisticated in their operations, making it incredibly challenging for the police to dismantle their networks. They are constantly playing catch-up, and it feels like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole. Despite the efforts of law enforcement, the drug trade continues to thrive, with criminal organizations exploiting the city's vulnerabilities. Corruption within the ranks of law enforcement agencies and political elites further exacerbates the problem, allowing cartels to operate with impunity. The lack of comprehensive drug education and prevention programs is also contributing to the failure of Hong Kong's war on drugs. We need to invest in education and rehabilitation, focusing on addressing the root causes of drug addiction and providing support to those in need. The current approach of solely focusing on enforcement and punishment is clearly not working. It's time for a shift in strategy, one that prioritizes prevention, treatment, and support for those affected by drug addiction. Drug addicts are trapped in a vicious cycle of addiction, with no support or guidance. The system failed me, and it's failing countless others. They need a holistic approach that addresses the underlying issues and provides a path to recovery. The voices of those affected by drug addiction are growing louder, demanding change and a more compassionate approach. It's time for Hong Kong to acknowledge the shortcomings of its current strategies and embrace innovative solutions. And that brings us to the end of this video. Do you think the cartel will get their money back? Let us know in the comments. If you liked it, click on the cards on your screen for more.